Monday. Freddie Brackett, we get to start the week. This is going to be a good week.
It's done started off, too, boy, I'm here today. She's sitting here just fiddling, plundering around. I said, my cup. And she thought that I was saying that was my cup.
Oh, and how many times did you have to say it?
I had to explain myself.
He had
This
to.
is a mic. It goes right here.
He kept saying, I said there's a Subway cup here for a reason. And he said, my cup. And I thought, no, that's not your cup. That's my cup. So, yeah, he started me off as a ditz right here, right now in front of every one of them people. We're going to talk about the snake down by the pool this time. I'm so tired of snakes. And these are not the friendly snakes. These are copperheads. So, once again, does this make number 5 right there around the house? Is that why that realtor's not showing my house? Maybe that's it. Maybe there's word out that we're snake infested. The whole world is snake infested right now. Everybody you talk to has seen a snake, killed a snake, had a snake in their swimming pool. Talked to somebody Friday who had snakes in the pool, and the snakes are trying to find a way to get out. Well, I'll tell them how to get out and get out.
Picture her in a swimming pool and a snake jump in.
Oh, y'all, I can move fast. I can move fast. I am terrified of snakes. Dad, burn it. Last night, I'm getting ready to go for my evening swim. Thunder and thunder and thunder. Not one drop of rain. And then I get on Facebook and people are putting these pictures on there after the storm. And I'm like, no. I sat on the porch and looked at the pool for a long time waiting to go swimming, and it thundered and thundered. We had not one drop of rain. So go figure. Uh-oh. Guess what just fell? A skateboard. We're going to give this skateboard away. Now it is, oh, wait a minute, let me go down here. It is one of those custom made, and it says 7. And these are the colors of the Bible. Is that what he said? I believe that's right. And this is going to be free compliments of the skateboard park here. Now, I don't know what day to give it away. I wish it had wheels on it, because you know who's going to be here with us today?
Yes, I do.
Patrick Lindstrom. He's very athletic. He's very physically fit. And we think if it had wheels on it, we might get him to skateboard a little. But we're going to give this away because most kids have gone to school right now. Most kids started back to school. Now, Basin, I don't think has started school yet, but most schools have. So, Mom and Dad, if you're watching and your kid really, really likes to skateboard and you haven't been able to afford a skateboard for them, this one you just have to buy the wheels to go on it. This is a custom-made skateboard. We're going to give it away, and if you want to hide it under the bed until Christmas, and then as Santa comes down the chimney...
Do you know which way's up?
Yeah, right there.
All right.
Right there. There you go. And it's sort of a hot pink, so it might be for a girl to skateboard. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to give this away. And we thought while the kids are in school, it's a good opportunity for Mom and Dad to win it. And then they could use it as a gift item. And as Santa comes down the chimney, just say, Santa, run over under the bed and get that skateboard. So, do you know this man right here's music?
I most certainly do.
I know his mom and daddy.
I most certainly do too.
Love his mom and daddy. Happy birthday today to one of the best country entertainers in today's market, Mark Wills. He is celebrating a birthday, and I wonder if he'll go see Mom and Dad for his birthday. Maybe.
I don't know. Mom and Dad may go see him, or he may be out on the road. Who knows?
He may be. He is such a good guy, and we're going to feature some of his music today.
And he turns 38 today.
And we're going to feature some more music today. Who are these people? Seems like they look a little familiar.
Looks just like the Barker
brothers.
brothers.
Close up of that?
And
but it looks like they're growing up.
They are. Yeah.
When they used to be featured here on ETC, they were little fellers.
Yeah.
And these are not little fellers. These are young men. One is going to be a doctor. One's going to be a teacher. One's going to be a Lord knows what Wesley could do. He could do anything. He's been offered scholarships everywhere. Such a good group of folks. And then there's that Daddy Scott who really keeps these kids in line. But then there's Mom Angie who really keeps these guys in line. So there you go.
That's such a good picture.
It's
and
an
there's
awesome
several
picture.
other pictures, poses in there, ain't they?
Right, and we're going to give away some of these CDs today. This is a brand new release just released, and it is 2 original songs that they wrote, and then one that they've redone, an old writer. Now, who did the song Rider originally?
I don't know the history
But
behind
Jeremy has a little bit of his own take with it, doesn't he?
Of course,
yeah. So there you go. But now, keep in mind, y'all, today, when we give stuff away, and here we go again, we're going to give away the skateboard, compliments of the skateboarding park here in Gilmer County. And if your children need to spend some time with good Christian folks, nice people over at the skateboard park here, and it's open, not sure about the hours now that school's going back in. We'll have to check on that, but super nice people. And we're going to give this away in a little bit, so y'all pay attention to what goes on today. Now, Freddy, Brackett, we didn't cover too many miles this weekend, but we did go up and down one of our favorite roads in Gilmer County.
Lois Chastain's house,
Beep,
and blew
beep.
both times we went by.
Beep. We went the Basin, McKaysville, back roads
I
of
was
Gilmer
going to go
County.
through Bushy Head again, Lois, but she said, you've got to get me to the bathroom. I'm about to
He
bust.
tells all this stuff. He does.
Don't tell me anything you don't want to be. I think it's from hanging around her.
Or he will say, well, we're right out here in the woods. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think I can suffer till you get me to civilization. But I will tell you, I'm learning, I'm mastering the iPhone. The only thing I can't quite get right, it looks like we ate out about 6 times on Saturday. We ate out one time. I ate, and it was so good. I needed a salad really bad. Went up to McKaysville because we had to go see the Pittman family, and thank you so much for my beautiful flowers. And we left them a little pretty, and they left me a little pretty. And actually, I'm going to bring those pretties on and kind of redesign the set for fall. But we had to go up and do a little business there, and then we went to the Yellow Jacket. And it was very weird to be at the Yellow Jacket and Joyce be on break.
I know it.
I don't like it when she's not there. So, Joyce, when you take a break, just shut the doors and tell everybody just to go to the house or something. It is weird not to have her there because she's like the hostess with the mostest, and so.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't go down to her house, jump in the pool with her.
I thought about it. Everybody at the Yellow Jacket is super nice, but you want to see Joyce when you go there. Well, when we left there, then every spot we went, I'm learning the iPhone, and I'm going places we were near. Well, it looks like we ate at Subway too. It looks like we ate at Pool's Barbecue. It looks like we ate at Duck Walker's Barbecue. It looks like we ate somewhere else. I can't remember, but every time I would do that we were near places, it would say checked in at, and I'm like, oops, we didn't eat there either. We only ate one time, but it looked like, and he finally said, we didn't eat at Pool's Barbecue. I said, well, I just hit that button on my iPhone, and I'm learning. But I'm actually mastering it, and I have found at my age, the little BlackBerry had teensy-weensy little T90 keys. This thing's got bigger ones. I think you could read these.
I can.
Yeah, it's very different than the BlackBerry, and I am learning, so I'm getting there. And if you're not already Facebook friends with us, get on Facebook. We've got right at 4,000 now, and I think the maximum was 1,000 or 5,000. So anyway, get on there and keep in touch with us and tell us what you're doing. We'll tell you what we're doing.
And she has a new profile picture too.
Oh, I do, of me and Joel Osteen, and that was really cool. And I'm not smart enough to know how to do that, and I see this lady puts a message on there and says, oh my gosh, is that what you were Joel Osteen? And I said, how did she know? He fixed it. And you did that. You took a picture of all of us and then just took Joel and I out of it, which is pretty cool.
Well, I know how to do that, but I didn't do that.
You didn't?
I
Who
don't know
did?
who did it.
You're kidding me. You think Ange did it?
Well, if you didn't,
I didn't
and
do
I
it.
didn't,
I didn't do it. Not many people know
Angela
my
had to be the one
password.
to do it.
Well, so that's cool. But anyway, I like being on Facebook. I like keeping in touch with y'all. I love the idea that we've been able to share all the vegetables and the pictures and the canning and the recipes and all that. And a sad story about canning. There goes that skateboard again.
Yeah, I knew it was going to fall.
I might as well just laying in the floor. The sad thing about canning is sometimes you get it right and sometimes you don't. And I think Dawn has now had to pour out 34 quarts of hard canned squash, and all 34 went bad. She pressured it for 30 minutes, which is exactly what she did last year. But the pressure cooker, we don't think maintained what it needed to. So 34 quarts of squash are going away. And that's pretty depressing when you've worked that hard.
She said it smells pretty rank when you open them up.
Yeah, yeah. She said it smelled really, really bad. So, and that's kind of sad.
Does that mean that you're going to have to boil the jars after you empty them?
I bet so. I bet so. But if you're learning to can, and it's trial and error, you know, you try to do everything right, and you try to make sure you've got it going on, and sometimes your pickles will be soggy. I've done that. Sometimes your jelly will turn to sugar. I'm genius, didn't know that it turns to sugar if you don't use it in a certain amount of time. I made 550 jars of jelly, and over half of it turned back to sugar. Do you know how expensive that is? But if you're canning, get on Facebook and share your recipes with us. We'll share some recipes with y'all. It's a good way to, this year, I think so many people are putting up gardens. Now, we have a picture of Facebook of us planting beans. And then we have a picture of the beans on the table.
I think there's a picture or two of us putting
one bean or two beans.
A bean in the ground there.
Yeah.
And we were standing up straight, just throwing in the hole. We wasn't bending over either, it looked like.
Wasn't no hard work.
We wasn't putting no effort into it.
And we didn't do any of the hoeing, did we?
No.
So we have to say a big thank you to Lonnie Fountain and Dawn, because they have done all the work, and it's been a lot of fun. And now that summer's ending, she says, I want to till up the ground, Mom, and I want to plant turnip greens. Well, you know that made me smile, because I'm the turnip green queen. So it's going to be interesting to see everybody this fall and this winter as you share your vegetables. And we've got some vegetables behind us that Miss Hilda Thomason brought us that she put up. And I'm thinking, how do women that are overworked and busy find time to can? Well, they just love it. Canning's kind of addictive. So, but anyway, if you've had a garden, share your recipes with us. What else did we do this weekend?
I don't know.
Nothing really special, did we?
No.
Not, except we kept showing it.
I took a Zyrtec Saturday and slept most of the day yesterday.
And let me tell y'all about a place we went, and I put pictures of here of this on there, and it's, what is the river that runs through this tiny town?
Kusawati.
He went into this place that said, do not enter. We do that a lot. When I'm looking to take pictures and he was going to turn around, I said, don't turn around. And he said, if we go to jail, you explain this. I said, I'll just tell him I want to go out here by the river and take a picture. The Kusawati was crystal clear. It was so, so pretty. And what is the name of the place where we were?
I don't know. No.
We went out by the animal hospital, right off here by Mountaineer Realty, and we turned out
I
that.
don't know.
Never been down that road. Been here all these years. Never been down that road, and it takes you right to the river. It was so pretty. It was so pretty.
Don't you know somebody lives out that road?
Yeah, Skip Cowart. But I didn't know that that's where she lived, and it's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. So every single day that we go down a road that says "Do not enter," I get to see something new.
So if she's watching, she may be calling you in a little bit, wanting to know why you didn't stop.
Down that road, yeah, why I didn't stop. Now, who is that? Happy birthday to Evan McDarris, 23, from Granny and Pawpaw. Happy birthday to you, 23 years old. And you'll go in the birthday bucket along with everybody else. Now, you had a winner. I had a winner on Friday, and we didn't get them the cake thing. Can we tell them it'll be out front today, and then it'll be sent to Jasper office?
The Jasper office, yeah.
For them to pick up. And who was the young man who won?
Robert Goss Jr.
And his nickname is?
Hellbone.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I never did know.
Okay, all right. He won, and we didn't send it because we weren't sure which office, but you said send it to Jasper.
But where is the cake from?
We don't know yet, but we'll find out. But if you have birthdays, please call us at 866-939-2329. Now, we have a little guest today who's had a couple of birthdays since I saw her last. Actually, there's a picture of this beautiful child and one of her sisters on my website. Her mom is gorgeous, and the children must look like their mom because her daddy's here, and he's cute. And he's one of the first men that I ever had the nerve to say, it takes a real man to wear pink. The first time I met Patrick Lindstrom, he had on pink. Who's got on pink today?
It looks white.
It looks white, but it's pink. Patrick Lindstrom's going to be with us, and we're going to talk about something that is close to his heart. You know that he's a firefighter, been a firefighter for many, many years, but he's also involved in something that's very, very special to him. And he's going to bring on one of the many beautiful young ladies who live at his house. Is she going to kind of run the show from now on?
I bet she will.
I bet
she will.
Yeah, I think she will.
And she's wearing one of your favorite colors too, I believe, ain't she?
She is, and she looks gorgeous. So we're going to take a break. We're going to go to our sponsors, and I have to tell you, it is very, very important that you pay attention to who sponsors us and get out and tell them thank you, because we wouldn't be here without them, and it's like Papa's Pizza. We had a really good time the other night, and I can say we can put away some pizza. I had spinach pizza, barbecue pizza, Senna sticks, and what else did I have? So, and a veggie pizza. You know, you have to throw in that little veggie to pretend you've been good. And I had a salad. Yeah, I did. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Yeah, did I overdo? But anyway, it was really good. So to Papa's Pizza, thank you very much. We're going to take a break. We're going to go to our sponsors and to my friend Rich Scott. And I can tell you, what did you see on Trading Time the other day that looked like a bargain? 65 Fairlane? Yeah. Really good looking car. Yeah.
Yeah, Lonnie used to have one like it, and I was telling him about it.
And Trading Time gets tons of hits. Now, the place at Ball Ground has had how many hits? 1,000 so?
Well over 1,000.
Yeah, it is amazing how many people are looking at Trading Time, and if you don't know how to do that, just get on your computer and type in www.tradingtime.com, and it will come up, and you'll see many, many items from turnip greens to land to homes to riverfront properties.
Yeah.
So, and just some really good collectible cars. So there you go. Here we go. We'll be back in just a minute. We're back, and we have a very, very special prayer request. Can you talk about this a little bit?
Well, Joan Quarles was on the show last Wednesday, I believe, with the other three ladies talking about...
Gorgeous, looking great.
Yeah.
And we just got a very, very special prayer request that she is extremely, extremely ill. And please, please pray for them. We talked about the serious side effects of the surgery that several of these ladies had had. And Joan said, I am faking looking good to be here. You know, she said, I feel terrible, I don't feel well. And I said, it's kind of sad, because it even more tells me that we need some help with the medical system, because Joan is not eligible. She lost her job after 23 years. She's not eligible for Medicaid because she isn't eligible. She falls through the cracks, which is just crazy to me. And she doesn't have Medicare because she's too young. She doesn't have any help at all. And financially, this surgery has now destroyed her. Physically, it is destroying her, and we do, please pray for her. We knew on Friday, she came by the office and she said, you know, it was all I could do to make it to the show, but I'm so glad I did it, because she said, maybe I will change someone else's mind and they won't go through the horrific ordeal that she's been through. And now to hear that she is seriously ill today, we ask you to please pray for her. Please pray for her. Now, we also have a very special little anniversary going on, and today we're being directed by Miss Hannah Baker Towns. Well, if 30 years ago Leo had not said, Tammy, I love you, will you marry me, then there would be no Hannah. So happy anniversary to Leo and Tammy Baker on their 30th anniversary, August the 6th. And now we have some guests here that he's going to be having an anniversary with a beautiful lady pretty soon. And from that union came 4 gorgeous daughters. Now, Patrick Lindstrom, the first time I met you, you had on a pink shirt.
I did.
Do you remember what I said? Does your wife pick out your clothes?
And I said, no, I pick out my clothes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it takes a real man to wear pink.
But these girls approve pink.
Yes, they do, and I see that. Now, Reese, look it over here and tell me something. Are you going to tell us everything about your sisters while you're here today?
Yeah, my first sister is Riley.
Riley. Okay, now tell me about Riley.
Riley, she's 7, and she's really good at blocking. And she helps me when I get hurt, and she gives me an ice block when I'm really, really hurt.
Oh, how sweet. Who's the next sister?
Haley and
Haley. Now, I think Haley is really beautiful, isn't she?
yes, and
Okay, look over here tonight. Tonight, you'll get to watch TV and see yourself, okay? Okay. Now, tell me about Haley, because she's beautiful.
well, she's in college. And Allie, she's still in school. She's not going until summer school.
And Allie is about 15 years old, is that right? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
15.
Yes,
Yes, she's
okay.
15.
Now, who is your very favorite sister? You can tell me, and we won't tell your sister, okay?
Well, my favorite sister is Riley.
Is it Riley? Because you and Riley play together a lot? Okay, okay. Now, there's a picture of you and Riley and I on my website, isn't there? It's beautiful, and it was taken up at Copper Hill. Daddy was then with the Promise Quartet, and y'all were singing, and that's the day the picture was made. And that was a couple of years ago. You were just a little tiny thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You're still a tiny thing, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. Now, are you going to start to school this year?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And my teacher's Miss Rollins, and she's a good, really good teacher.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you didn't get a bad teacher. You got a good teacher. Now, who is this man sitting beside you?
His name is Pat. He's my daddy.
He is? Oh my gosh. Well, do you know, I've known your daddy a while, and I know your Aunt Christy too. I love, love, love Aunt Christy.
Well, she has yellow hair.
I think it's blonde, honey.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And
Yellow hair.
she doesn't live in her house anymore. She moved to her new apartment.
In Atlanta, yes.
Atlanta.
Yes.
And guess what? For the first time I went underwater.
Oh, wow. How cool is that?
She learned how to swim underwater
That is
this
so
summer.
neat. That's so
That's
neat.
because Dad taught me how.
He did. Well, I know what Dad does because we went to Horseshoe Bend Park this week, and Daddy takes, is it Deacon?
Yes, that's my only son.
Uh-huh. Deacon, the black lab, gets to go swimming at Horseshoe Bend Park.
Every day, yeah.
Every day. Wow. Okay, Patrick, you're doing something right now that's very special to you. Tell me about it.
That's correct. I have been a fireman for, as you said, a lot of years, 22 years to be exact. And to just tell you how it started, for 18 years, most of that was I did horizontal firefighting. 1, 2-story, single family dwellings. Well, the last 3 years, 3 years ago, I got transferred up to Dunwoody. Everything's vertical.
Oh, wow.
So right across from our station is the Manhattan building, and it's 26 floors. And one day I was sitting at the station, I thought, boy, if we get something up there, can I climb that? If people need us. And so I thought I'd go try it out, and it very hard.
26 floors. Okay.
Very hard. So I thought, well, I need to do this every shift to get in shape, and just to be ready to do my job. Well, I'd been doing this a few months, and
Daily, walking 26 floors.
every third day. I work.
Okay.
I work every third day.
Oh, that's right.
And it got to where we was doing it every morning and every evening.
How long
know.
does it take to walk 26 floors?
I did it in 9 minutes a few shifts ago.
It take me that long to get out of the car.
But one day we was climbing. We climbed up. We was coming back down, and halfway down, I just stopped, and I was just standing there. And my buddy behind me, his name's Clay Burnett. He said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm just listening." And I think sometimes you get told to do things, and you've heard that song, "Stand Still and Let God Move." Sometimes you need to listen. And he didn't understand. I said, I feel like I'm being led to do something here. I said, why don't we have a benefit, a memorial climb over here? And this place is called the Manhattan Building, which is where the trade centers were in Manhattan, New York.
Right.
I said, why don't we have a memorial climb? It's the 10-year anniversary of 9/11 to memorialize those lives lost. Plus benefit the Georgia Firefighters Burn Foundation, which is for burn kids. Firefighters, medical people assist them in their recovery. And it's a wonderful event that firefighters all across Georgia, You've seen firemen on the road with the boots.
Oh yeah, I was going to
That's the
ask
boot
you. Yeah,
drive.
that's what is that
This
called?
is the same. Well, we do that every department in Georgia does that every year. Does the boot drive and collects money for the Burn Foundation. Well, this is kind of boot drive-esque kind of thing. We don't have a boot, but you're coming out there and climbing 26 floors.
Wow.
Paying $25 entry fee. All that money goes to the Burn Foundation. And it's going to be a good event. We've got a lot of response so far. It's only like 480 steps. It's not that
Only.
bad.
And I'm trying to remember, is it 200 and something up at Fields of the Wood? So if you
I don't know.
compare it, it's Fields of the Wood plus one more, almost a whole time.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's a pretty long walk, young man.
It is. We're going to go in heats of 50. So 50 people at a time will go up and come back down. Then they get a T-shirt.
And they'll be excited.
And they'll be excited. And there's so much to do in Dunwoody, right there around the Manhattan. There's restaurants and right next to Perimeter Mall. And, you know, the girls can climb for 15, 20 minutes and then go shop all day. So
You're enticing people, aren't you?
Just a little, just a little draw.
Some great restaurants, some good shopping. Now, I want to talk to you about a burn victim. Tell me what burn victim motivated you to look back and say, I want to do more?
I don't really know if I have a certain person. I've known a lot of people. Ever since I've been a fireman, it's just something embedded in firemen that we have burn day, boot drive day where we go out. So 22 times in my career we've done the boot drive. So there's just so many kids out there that get burned. Most of the time it's from, oil on the stove or something. And so we want to do fire prevention and tell them how to not get burned and all that. But I don't know if there's any one person. I've known firemen that's got burned. It's a terrible thing.
Have you watched the movie Backdraft?
I've seen it. I think my favorite's Ladder 49, but
I love that one too.
Backdraft, it's really Hollywood. They're inside there with no face piece on, fire everywhere, and
And
it's
that's not
unrealistic.
real. Yeah.
Ladder 49 was a little more realistic, but I think in Backdraft there's a guy called Shadow.
It's a good movie, but it is not quite realistic now.
Yeah.
The reality of your job is when you leave home every day, you say a prayer that you'll return to your family.
Absolutely. What we do, we go to work and we put all that to the side. We put our families to the side. We go do a job, and we may not come home. It's like a police officer the same way, or it could be anything. But really, I leave my family, and I just trust the Lord that I'll come home. And He's got me through 22 years of it, and I've got a few more to go.
How many more years will you have to work?
I know I work next shift. I'm hoping that's the last one. But probably about 7 more years.
Okay.
And then I'll do something else. Maybe cooking.
You
I
love
love
to
to do
cook.
that.
You love
Yeah,
to
and
cook.
recently I've been challenged by your daughter
To do.
to do a Bobby Flay throwdown. And she picked the ingredient. She said she wanted to make something with chicken, and we had made this sandwich. It's about that big at the station, and now don't get me wrong. Now it's Gotta, gotta. But we called it the Good God Almighty sandwich.
Wow.
Because when I made it, the first thing that they said was, "Good God Almighty."
What was in
Gotta.
it? Yeah, what was in it?
We just we just bought chicken and fillet and butterflied it, opened it up, pounded it out, made it like a cutlet, and fried bacon. And what is not good with
Chicken
bacon
and
on
bacon, oh yeah.
Chicken, bacon,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we made homemade onion rings and put them on there.
Oh, wow.
And we piled it up about that high, pepper jack cheese, and I made it like 3 shifts in a row.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
And so Angela said, "I think I want to do a throwdown with you." And
Now, at the fire station, how many guys are you as close as brothers with? How many people there are you with? You
well,
spend your days
we
with?
have 7 at our station, and all 7 of them.
Have you ever lost a close friend in firefighting?
No, thank God.
Thank
we haven't.
goodness. Thank goodness.
The cab's been very blessed. We haven't lost anybody in a fire fatality. There's been people die of different things, but never in a fire, and we've been blessed. And you don't want to say that it's going to happen, but it's like we're on borrowed time because it happens all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
you know, Dunwoody is right downtown. It's in the hub of Atlanta. So you are right where the worst traffic in the world. When you come out of the station and that horn is blasting and you're running through traffic and you're going, idiots, get out of my way.
It's the best job in the world.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How do you get through Atlanta traffic?
Wide open.
Wide open. I would say that.
You know, and it's amazing, you know, we always tell people, pull to the right and stop. It's very easy. They don't do that.
I think people panic.
They pull to the left, you know, and we always pass to the left. So we pull to the right. But, you know, we go as safely as we can, but I've been a driver for a while, and I do it safely, but very quickly. I like to drive.
Response time in Atlanta. What time do they allow for you to get to a fire?
You know, it varies. You can't make time up on the road. That's what we tell guys. It's how fast you get out of the station. So if you don't, that bell goes off, we get on the truck, get out the door.
To get dressed is how long?
You can't make up time whether you're going 40 or 45. That's not much time. But, you know, we tell the guys that bell goes off, get on the truck, we're out the door. So we try to get out the door from the time the bell rings within a minute. And
full gear.
Full gear in 3 to 5 minutes within our immediate territory. We try to get there.
Wow.
Because it takes. I mean, if you lit a fire off in this room, it would take seconds. You know, just a couple minutes for this room to be fully involved.
Wow.
So minutes count. You know, if we get there a minute quicker, then we can get that fire put out.
Can we give some cautions for children? Because as the school year starts back, there will be children who get off the bus and are at home a couple of hours before mom and dad get home. And when you said something about a fire, I had a fire in my kitchen because I was cooking bacon and the grease got on the eye, and boy, did I have a fire.
Right.
Can we give a couple of cautions for children who might be at home? When you get home from school, you're hungry and you want a snack.
Eat chips.
Eat chips. That's a good,
well,
yeah.
You know, it all depends. I mean, I've got a 15-year-old, and she can, you know, she's watched us do things, and she's pretty smart, but kids need to really, the main cause in homes is at the stove, in the kitchen fires. So kids need to, you know, stay away from the stove if they're young. Don't even attempt to cut it on. And this is the era, I was going to say, this is the era of the microwave. And you can still have a microwave fire. You know, you put popcorn and put it on 7 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, stuff's going to burn up. So kids just, you know, and aside from the stove is hot water. Scalding burns, you know. Kids will cut on the bath water wide open on the hot and just get in there and they're scalded.
Wow.
So, and boiling water, you know, we tell parents when you're boiling water, always put your handle on the inside. Don't have your handle leaning out because kids will reach up, grab the handle, pull it down, and that water's on them.
Oh my gosh.
Or grease, you know, and it's over then. You know, you can't fix that. You're going to the burn center. So that's where this stuff comes in, the Burn Foundation. It helps out with that.
Now, how do folks register for this?
You can register by going online. You can register online, www.gfbf.org. That's Georgia Firefighters Burn Foundation.org. Okay. On their homepage is Dunwoody Manhattan Memorial Climb. Click on that link. It'll go straight to the registration, and they got PayPal. You can pay by credit card online.
How many people can you accommodate?
I hope I'm overwhelmed.
I do too.
I don't know exactly what to expect.
And for people who ran the Peachtree, is this air conditioned?
It is, but it's a stairwell.
Right.
One of the drawing things for the Manhattan, you know, this is it's occupancy. I said, we're not going to use your carpet, your elevators, your bathrooms. We just want to use your concrete. So we're going to come in off the side, go up, come down, go out. So when you get 50 people in a stairwell, it's going to get hot.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be pretty warm in there. It's not going to be 72 and the breeze blowing.
Do you have any pictures of this building? Because I know exactly
I actually
that
have a Dunwoody Manhattan event page, so you can go online on Facebook, and you can go to Dunwoody Manhattan Memorial Climb. And I've got pictures of the Manhattan. but 26 floors, it's not, it's not an insurmountable feat, but it's not easy either. I mean, I say this, even if you're a runner and in shape, climbing stairs is different. Just climbing up, climbing down.
I know somebody who had a saying, steps are your friend, and I'm like, they're tough.
Yeah.
They're tough.
Well, my sister's going to do it, and a few friends, and I always tell them, take the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
At least till September 10th.
Yeah.
Take the stairs. And it's not a mandatory thing, but I've asked firemen, it would be a good thing that day to wear your turnout gear. If firemen are, and this is open to the public, it's open to anybody, and it's not a race, it's just a climb. The climb is going to be what I want to advise people to do. When you're climbing those steps, I just want you to think about the people that were affected by 9/11, those families. Say a prayer for them as you're climbing, and we're hoping at the bottom of the stairs as you come in, we're going to have a projector that's showing images of 9/11, at the bottom.
An image none of us will forget. None of us.
I will never forget. There's things back through time that people say, I always remember, Pearl Harbor,
John
with
Kennedy's
JFK,
death,
so many things. Well, in my lifetime, that day is a day I'll never forget. I got off that morning, and I drove home. And that day, I think I was listening to CDs, and I drive a long way, so I listened to a lot of music. I didn't have the radio on, but I got home, turned on the TV, which is on every station, and only one of the trade centers had been hit. Initially, what I thought, that is a terrible fire in New York, unbelievable fire. But on TV, we witnessed the second one hit.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And I don't think after the first one hit, I don't think anybody really realized. They had said they thought a plane hit it, pilot error or something.
Right.
But then when that second plane hit, it was obvious what was going on. And I remember, and this was the age of, 2001, we still had that VHS stuff. I remember sticking a tape in, putting it on extended play, and just letting it run. And I sat there. I got home at 9. I think the first plane hit at 8:48. I sat there for 3 or 4 hours, just numb.
Yeah. So many people did.
And I've never watched that tape.
Wow.
Never. I've never stuck it, because I remember that morning it was showing jumpers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Folks, I realized something that day, and I've said this a lot from the stage when I sang, that I realized that there's nothing worse than burning. Nothing. Not even jumping out of a 110-story building. And it makes me think of the rich man Lazarus. Lord, if you could just give me a drop of water on my tongue. So I kindly think about heaven, and eternity in that sense. But I realized when they were jumping, I said, what would it take to make you just a normal person jump? Fire will.
Yeah.
Getting burned will.
Suffocating.
And I tell you, man, put your faith in the Lord, and you won't get burned.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. What was that saying? Put your trust in the sun, and you won't get burned.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that you've done this, and I know it's important to you. Now, the Manhattan is office buildings?
No, it's actually occupancy. It's condos, condominiums. And these people in there are so excited. These people are going to do it. Well, they're thrilled that it's their building. But I didn't even think about this in the beginning. Like 8 hours later, we actually said, this building's called the Manhattan. And it just kind of dawned. I just think it was meant to be. If we raise $100, it's going to be more than they had.
Right.
So it's worth it. It's worth it and there'll be a lot of nostalgia that weekend. Everybody's wanting to say, what can I do?
Right.
What can I do? It's 9/11. I want to do something.
Right.
Well, what better to do than help some kids?
Let me ask you about your T-shirts. Who designed your T-shirts?
Actually, a guy in DeKalb County. His name's John Harrington. He owns Hot Threads Embroidery. And I wanted to support any fireman that does anything. So he's going to make our shirts at no cost to him, just the cost of the shirt. And we're trying to make it very cool. I mean, there's a lot of events people do, and they get a shirt, and they throw it in the corner. I'm never going to wear that. So we're trying to design a shirt that people will wear all year and say, that is a really neat shirt. It's a fire department shirt.
Can you get me a shirt I can give away?
I can get a shirt, yes.
Okay, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But they'll have to climb some stairs to get it.
No, I want a shirt we can give away.
Well, I'll try to bring you one back in.
Okay, that would be cool. That would be cool.
And you know, Jerry Daves, you know Jerry? All-Star Photography.
Oh, yeah.
He's in art.
He does really good photography.
He does,
yeah,
and he's,
yeah.
you know, Jerry is a retired Gwinnett County fireman. So he's done this for 30 years, and he is lending his whole day to me to come down there and take pictures.
That'd be awesome.
And then I'll be able to post all these pics on the Dunwoody Manhattan event page, and people can tag themselves, you know, if
Let
they've
me
done the
ask you
climb.
about this, because I was just reading this. It says any donation of sponsorship is welcome. So if somebody can't run, maybe is sitting at home in a wheelchair, but has no money in the bank, could they make a donation?
Absolutely. And I wanted to, if there's someone that cannot physically make this climb, we have what you call honorary climber. If you can still register to do this climb and pay your money, and you'll still get a T-shirt.
Okay, it's $25.
It's $25 is all it is, and it's tax deductible through the Georgia Firefighters Burn Foundation. So anything you give, you'll probably get right back. And
Awesome.
it's going to be a super day.
Is she not precious? Have you?
She owns the room, you know that.
Well, I was going to say, have you told us enough about this? We've covered it, so we can get back to Reese.
Let's just, we get.
Okay.
Well, just, you know,
Anything else we need to
anybody, well, people are procrastinators.
Right.
I've got to order these T-shirts, and I'm
Right.
trying to, you know, let's say you wanted to, whoever wanted to register, and I want to get you the right size.
Right.
So if you pre-register, you'll for sure get the T-shirt. So do it soon.
Right.
If you come that day, you can still register and do it. You just might get it mailed to you.
Okay.
So
Okay.
please do it. And if you can't do it, any of that, but you want to give, you could say sponsor a climber.
Right.
I'm going to be doing it. I have such good friends that have said, I'm going to sponsor you
Right.
$4 a floor. And
Right.
they've wrote me checks. I'm already getting checks in the mail
That's
to
awesome.
sponsor me to climb.
That's awesome.
So I said, I'll put my turnout gear on, make it harder, as hard as I can, and I'll work hard for these kids.
Good.
It's going to be a good event. So
There you go.
I'll give the floor to the
All
star.
right, Reese, we're back, honey. Are you getting sleepy, sweetheart?
No.
No.
Just
No, you look so cute, and you have on my favorite color. I'm so glad. Now, what are you looking forward to in school? What do you think you're going to like most about school?
Well, I'm going to like the stuff. I'm going to like the food, and they have a thing, and they have a big wall, and it shows up. It goes off and on,
Wow.
If you understood that.
and you can
Sounds
play
good, though.
games on it.
You play games on it.
Good, good. Okay, now who's your teacher again?
Miss Wallen.
Do you want to say hello to her today?
Hey, Miss Wallen.
Hey, there you go.
You better say hi to your sisters and
Yeah,
your
I think
mother.
you should say hi to sissies.
Hey, Wally. Hey, Allie. Hey.
There you go. And you were excited to be on TV today, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, has Aunt Christy ever brought you to the studio before? Had you ever been on TV before?
Nope.
No? So it's your debut.
No.
Cool.
It has been.
She probably came when
When you were on?
She has, but she's not really officially been on the air.
Okay, so yeah. So now this is it.
Evening of Promise.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
Evening of
yeah,
Promise.
yeah.
It's almost like Andy Griffith. I see it all the time in syndication. And I've not got any royalties from that.
Are you singing any, Patrick?
Just in church a little bit.
Okay,
But
okay.
not, you know, I got to go to Singing in the Mountains a couple of weeks ago, and it was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Because it's the first time I've seen the boys get up there without me, but they did
Without you.
really well.
They
Now
did.
they're Promise.
Right.
They're a trio, and they
Right.
do really well. Got a new CD out, and y'all go online and buy it. They're a great group, and get them to your church.
Well, we're going to ask a trivia question because we want to give away this CD, and this is of the Barker Brothers. They started singing here on ETC when they were really, really little. Could I get you to sing right now for me? For Miss Karen? Because Karen Deaton really would love to hear you sing. No, you don't want to sing. Okay, well, we're going to ask a question. Who is Reese's teacher going to be up in the basin? Call us at 866-939-2329. and you will win a copy of the new Barker Brothers CD. And the first two songs, Look Up to See the Floor and Speak No Evil, are both originals by the Barker Brothers. And then they redid a song called Rider. Now, you got some birthdays going on, don't you? Okay, Delina Barker, happy birthday from Sister Anita. And to Scotty Weaver and Autumn Weaver, Dad, daughter, happy birthday. 49 and 18 from Joan Weaver. Happy birthday to all of you. And to Delina Barker, I don't have an age, but her birthday's on August the 8th, which is today. So there you go.
Well, Cherie, since we're not going to be, you're not going to probably see us, Reese and I are September babies, so.
You are? Okay.
Happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday, Reese. When is your birthday?
September 19th.
September 19th. I know several birthdays on September 19th. I have a
That's
grandson,
correct.
David, whose birthday. What day's yours, Pat?
The first.
The 1st.
I'm
Happy
the first.
birthday to both of you.
Well, thank you. And just let the folks, it is September the 10th, Saturday morning. The opening ceremony will start at 8 o'clock, and the climbers will start, the first heat will go in at 9 o'clock. So we'll have a lot of good things at 8 o'clock, you know. We're going to have an opening prayer, and some Sally Ann is going to come sing the national anthem.
Awesome.
And I wanted to make sure I get some of our local folks. And a fireman that I work with is going to sing "God Bless America."
That's going to be great.
So there'll be a few good things going on down there. So
Will you have some footage of this that we can share with the viewers later?
there'll
Possibly?
be tons of pictures taken.
Okay.
And absolutely, I'll have and if anybody, if anybody has a group, it would be cool to come down there as a group and get you a picture made by Cherie. Like, I think we're getting Danny down there. If I can get Hannah. And Karen. Karen needs to come, don't
Yeah,
she? I bet
yeah,
Reese
Karen.
could get Karen.
I bet she could. I
Yeah.
bet she could.
So that's your job before we leave.
That's your job. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for being here
Thank
today.
you.
I know that this is very close to your heart, and I hope that you raise tons and tons of money, and more than that, raise awareness.
Well, I really appreciate you having me on, me and Reese, and
Reese, I'm so glad you came.
I appreciate ETC always, whether it be the quartet or singing in the mountains, anything we do, you always
It's
help
what you
us
call
out.
giving back.
I
Yeah.
love ETC. I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all.
Yeah, it's what you call giving back, and I think that's very important. And once again, we want to ask prayer. It's very important that Joan gets a lot of prayer right now.
Yeah.
Very important. Now, how old is she? 45-ish?
Probably.
Yeah. And from the ball ground community, and y'all know her and know her family, and it is very important today that you say a little prayer for her, because when you saw her last Wednesday, it was hard for me to understand how sick she was, because she looked so beautiful. But she told us Friday, she said, nobody really understands there are days that I can't get out of the bed, and today she is very, very sick. So please pray for her, and do something for somebody else today. Lois Chastain always sends me the sweetest messages and always lifts me up, and I think that's very important. Tomorrow, I'm going to be lifted up because my biggest cheerleader is going to be here with me tomorrow, and it's going to be a fun day. This week, Brother Matt will be on Friday. Brother Matt has this new thing going on Tuesday through Thursday, and it's really messed up the whole deal. But he will be back on Friday.
And also, let's ask prayer for Juanita Wilkie.
Please pray for our friend Juanita Wilkie. She is at Piedmont Mountainside Hospital. She is doing well. Not sure what all's going on, but they've done every test known to man and taken good care of her. So please pray for Charlene and Charles and the family, and for Tom and Juanita. And she's pretty strong, pretty gutsy lady.
Yeah.
So I'd say she will be doing very, very well very soon, very soon. This week is going to go by fast because we have the week planned with some good guests and some different things happening. If you have ideas you would like for us to talk about, just like the ladies who came on about the weight loss. A little controversy. Some liked the idea, some didn't like the idea, some went on diets. They had different ideas going. But it's important that you share. And Joan told us Friday, she said, I've had so many calls from people who saw me on the air. And she said, I hope I have made a difference with somebody. I hope that your prayers will make a difference for her. And I hope that you will lift her in prayer, because today the young lady needs your prayers very, very badly. And that's kind of sad. But this is going to be a fun week. And once again, happy anniversary to Leo and Tammy, 30 years into the works. There you go.
Yep.
You think Miss Hannah's going to do this climb?
She ought to do it.
You got a bag or two?
I'm going to beg her before I leave.
And to Christy Lindstrom, we have to say good morning. And thank you for sending this beautiful Reese to be with us today. Christy, I forgot your bag, but I'll get it to you later. It's
I can take it to her.
I don't have it with me today. It's at my office. It's a wild and crazy time. I hope that you will sit back today, think about something you can do for somebody else, whether it be raise money, whether it be raise awareness, check on a neighbor. It's going to be hot today, and if you know somebody who doesn't have air conditioning, invite them over to spend some time with you. You know what happens right quick right here, right now?
You never say never. You never say
Never
goodbye.
say goodbye. Never say goodbye. We will say we'll
We
see
don't
you
never
later.
say goodbye.
We never say goodbye. We'll say see you later, only on ETC3. Here comes my buddy, Rich Scott, only on ETC3 Trading Time. From North Georgia Now Today, I'm Cherie.
And I'm Freddy. Y'all have a good day. And Clint Marie, I bought my CDs over the weekend. I'm going to make my copies and get yours back to you.
Yay, there you go. We'll see you again.
Hear no, see no, speak no evil. No peace, no rest.